is. Let's see what exactly abstract is. Abstract is one of the access modifier. Abstract is what? Abstract is one of the access modifier. One of the access modifier which is applicable for class. I mean, for main class you can apply this. Abstract you can apply for main class. You can apply is one of the access modifier which is applicable for class, comma inner class, and methods. Abstract is applicable for what? For main class you can declare this abstract keyword. You can declare for main class, and for inner class you can apply this abstract. You can apply for inner class, and for method also you can apply this abstract. You can apply for method also. You can apply this abstract. Let's see here where exactly you will get a requirement of using this abstract keyword is. Where exactly you will get a requirement of using this abstract keyword is. If the method is not having the body, if the method is not having the body, child class wants to provide the implementation for the method. The method is not having the body. The child class wants to provide the implementation for the method. Child class wants to provide the implementation for a method. The method is not having the body. The child class wants to provide the implementation for a method. Then declare the method as what? As abstract. Meaning if the method is not having any body, the child class wants to provide the implementation for that method. Then for that, in that particular case, we had to declare the method as what? Abstract method we had to declare. We had declared the method as what? As abstract we had to declare. If the class is having at least one abstract method, if the class is having at least one abstract method, then we have to declare the class as, we had to declare the class as abstract class. Then we have to declare the class as what? As abstract class we have to declare. If the class is having at least one abstract method, then we have to declare the class as what? Abstract class we have to declare. The method is not having the body, only declaration. The child class wants to provide the implementation for that particular method. Declare the method as abstract. If any class is having at least one abstract method, then you have to declare the class as what? As abstract you have to declare. Okay. Let's see here. Abstract class can contain abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. Abstract class can contain abstract methods and non-abstract methods. Abstract class can contain what? Abstract methods, and it can contain the non-abstract methods. Abstract methods and non-abstract methods. Abstract class can contain abstract methods and non-abstract methods and data. Non-abstract methods, abstract methods, and data. Okay, and we cannot create the object for. We cannot create the object for. We cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. We cannot create the object for. We cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. We cannot create for abstract class. We cannot create the object for what? Abstract class. We cannot create the object. We cannot create for abstract class. By using abstract modifier, by using abstract modifier, we can provide partial abstraction. By using abstract modifier, we can provide what? We can provide partial abstraction. We can provide for this one. By using abstract modifier, you can provide what? Partial abstraction you can provide. By using abstract modifier, you can provide what? Partial abstraction you can provide. By using this abstract modifier, you can provide the partial abstraction. Okay? And the next thing is nothing but. So we got a requirement of understanding. See here, by using abstract modifier, you can provide what? Partial abstraction. What is the meaning of, what is this statement? Abstraction. We already discussed about this statement, right? Abstraction means what? Abstraction is one of the object-oriented programming concepts, correct or not? So in our last couple of classes, we seen what exactly inheritance we seen. Then after that, we discussed about polymorphism we discussed. Now we got a requirement of understanding one more object-oriented programming feature. That is, what is that one? Abstraction. What is the definition of abstraction? What is the definition of abstraction? Have you remembered the first day classes we discussed? So what is the definition of abstraction? A process of identifying the essential things to be known. Abstraction means nothing but a process of identifying the essential things to be known. A process of identifying the essential things to be known and ignoring the non-essential details. Abstraction means what? A process of identifying the essential things to be known and ignoring the non-essential details. This is called as what? Abstraction. Okay. So this abstraction concept you can provide in Java by using a modifier called what? By using abstract modifier, we can achieve this abstraction. We can achieve. So this is about the abstract keyword. If the method is not having any body, only declaration, your child class wants to provide the implementation for that method, then that particular method we have to declare as what? As abstract. If the class is having at least one abstract method, the class is having what? If the class contains, okay, the class is having at least one abstract method, then we have to declare the class as what? Abstract class we have to declare. Abstract class can contain what? Abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. And we cannot create the object, you cannot create for abstract class, you cannot create the object. We can provide the abstraction, you can provide. And let's see here, one of the statement here I mentioned here, we cannot create the object, you cannot create for abstract class can contain abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods, right? I want to access that non-abstract methods and data I want to access from a class. Let's see here, how can we do that one? To access the non-abstract methods and data, to access the non-abstract methods, to access the non-abstract methods and data, to access what? Non-abstract methods and data, non-abstract methods and data from an abstract class, use child class reference, use child class object reference, use child class object reference. To access the non-abstract methods and data from an abstract class, to access the non-abstract methods and data from an abstract class, use child class object reference. Use what? Child class object reference to access that non-abstract methods and data. Okay. So now let's try to understand programmatically. We'll try to understand all these statements. We'll try to understand programmatically what exactly abstract and all. And one important statement I mentioned here. One important statement we have to mention here. the class is having any at least one abstract method, we had declared as abstract. If any class is extending the abstract class, if any class is extending the abstract class, if any class is extending abstract class, if any class is extending the abstract class, if any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide, then the class has to provide the implementation for, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods, for all the abstract methods, for all the abstract methods. Otherwise declare the class as abstract. Otherwise declare the class as what? Abstract. If any class is extending the abstract class, if any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. For all the abstract methods, it has to provide the implementation. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract, we have to declare. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract, we have to declare. Okay. So we'll try to understand all these things. We'll try to understand all these things about this abstract modifier. What is the first one? Is one of the access modifier which is applicable for main class, inner class, and methods. But mainly where you will get requirement of using this abstract is the second one. If the method is not having the body, the child class wants to provide the implementation for a method. The child class wants to provide the implementation for a method. Then declare the method as what? As a abstract. Then declare the method as what? As abstract. I want to declare the method. Okay, let's see here. I'm creating a project. I'm creating. Programmatically understand those statements what you mentioned. Let's see here. It's a very simple example. Let's take, I'm creating an application for Mahesh tutorials, for example. I'm creating a Java class I'm creating here. I'm creating a Java class I'm creating called Mahesh tutorials is a Java class. Let's take, I'm planning to develop one application, either a mobile application or a web-based application for my tutorials personally. Because I have experience with Android, Java, iPhone, and all these technologies. So I want to create my own tutorials I want to create. So this is a requirement, just I'm telling. So class, I specified a class name I specified as Mahesh tutorials is a class name I specified. In this class, let's say for example, there are some functionalities out there. One is login is one functionality. If user wants to access any tutorials, first user has to log in. Register is one functionality. And get details is one functionality. Like if you want to learn any course through online, let's say what are the details are available about the course details. Okay, and this is some functionality. Just I'm identifying here some functionalities I'm identifying here. Okay, one is login, register, get details. Another thing is nothing but, let's say for example, pay fees through online. Let's say student wants to pay the fees. Let's say this is a requirement. This is a requirement for a project. Let's see how we'll do this one. How we'll do this. But this Mahesh tutorials, let's say I want to develop this project. I want to develop. But what I want to do is, Let's take login and register. It's a basic functionality. Basic functionality of any app is this login and register. Even the fresher also can do this login and register functionality. So what I want to do is some of the work I want to assign to one of my junior, one of other person. I want to assign some work. I want to assign. Let's say login and register. Some functionality I want to implement myself. For example, this payment gateway integration or buy material, or buy online courses, these kind of thing, which is having some payment gateways interaction and all. So it's secure information. It's secure information. I don't want to share that information to any other developer. I don't want to share the information. My requirement is I want to share some details. I want to share some of my juniors. Let's say login and register. Login and register. This functionality I want to share to some of my junior. I want to assign this work. And some work I want to do here. Let's take some work I want to do. I want to do. Let's take, for example, I told you that buy material or buy videos. So these kind of functionality I want to implement because that's having the payment gateway integration, the secure information. Some work I want to assign to my juniors. Let's say at that time, simply what I'll do is just you have to specify the return type. You have to specify. You have to specify the return type. You have to specify, and you have to specify the method name. You have to specify here. I specified the method name as what? Login is the method name I configured. That's it. We are not providing the body. We are not providing here. We are not providing the body. We are not providing here. Just only we declared a method. We declared public. Declared method we declared called login is one method. One more thing is nothing but void. Register is another method. What is another one? Register is another method. Okay, I don't want to provide the implementation for these methods. For this login and register, I don't want to provide the implementation for these methods. I don't want to provide the implementation. One of my child class wants to provide the implementation for this one. And I want to provide the implementation for one method. I want to provide the implementation like public. Let's say return type for this particular method also void is a return type. Let's say, for example, buy material is one method. What is the method name? Buy material. It's a confidential information. So I want to provide the information in this particular class and I want to provide the information. Let's take buy material. Buy material. Buy material. For this particular method, buy material method, I'm providing the body I'm providing for this method. Because it's a secure information, I don't want to share this to any other developers. I want to implement the logic myself. I want to implement the logic. So we given for this particular method, we given a body buy material method. And I'm writing some logic I'm writing here. System.out.println. System.out.println. Just I'm specifying here. I'm from buy material method. I'm from what? Buy material. So I'm providing the method, I'm providing the body, I'm providing for this method, I'm providing the body because it's having some secure information. Assume that it's having some secure information. I provided a body for this method, I provided a body. For these methods, these two methods, login and register, we have not given any body, we have not specified for these methods. Okay. Let's save the program. I'm specifying the class name as Mahesh tutorials.java. Mahesh tutorials.java. Let's save the program, Mahesh tutorials.java. Okay, just compile it. Just compile the program. Of course, we have not declared any main method. We have not specified. So we have two abstract methods, and we created a method called buy material is a method. Let's save the program. Compile the program. Where you save the Java program? In the C drive. So I change the color code of command prompt. I change the color code. Okay. So command prompt only. I made to white color background. I specified. That's it. So first we are in a C drive, users folder, Mahesh is a folder name. Let's come out from Mahesh folder first. CD double dot I specified, meaning we came out from the Mahesh folder. Again, in write CD double dot, we are out from which folder? users folder, right? One second. So now we are in C drive. We are in C drive. Where you save the program? Java 9 p.m. folder. Let's move to the CD space Java. 9 p.m. is a folder name specified. 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. Let's compile it. Java C. What is the class name? We specified. We specified the class name as Mahesh tutorials dot Mahesh tutorials dot Java. See what is the error you are going to get. You're going to get an error. You're going to get Java C Mahesh tutorials dot Java we configure. See, we got the error we got here. See what is the error? Error missing method body. Missing what? Method body are declare as abstract. Meaning here, just we specified, we declared the methods we declared here. We have not given any body. We have not given for these methods. We have not given any body. That's why we got the exception. It's showing the error to be showing here. Missing the method body. We have not given body is not provided for these methods. Okay. Body is not provided these methods. So declare the methods as what? As abstract. This declare the methods as what? As a abstract. Meaning if you are not providing the body for these methods, if you are not providing the body, declare that methods as what? Declare the methods as what? As a abstract. Declare the methods as what? As a abstract, will declare the methods. Declare the methods as abstract. So that's what the nodes I specified, right? In the nodes I specified here, if the method is not having any body, then declare the method as what? As a abstract method. If it's not having the body, declare the method as abstract. And read the next statement here. Okay, fine. We created two abstract methods we created because it doesn't have any method. So it doesn't have any body for these methods. I declared these two methods as what? As a abstract we specified. Save the program and compile the program. Java C Mahesh tutorials.java. So now errors got clear. Errors got cleared because there is no body for those two methods. Now we given the body we given here. But now see what is the error we got here? Error Mahesh tutorials is not abstract. Mahesh tutorials is what? It's not a abstractness. This Mahesh tutorials is not abstract and does not override the abstract methods. Does not override the abstract methods. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this statement? Is not abstract and does not override the abstract methods. What is the meaning of this statement? It's very simple. If the class is having at least one abstract method, the class is having at least one abstract method, then only declare the class as abstract class. Otherwise, meaning if the class is having at least one abstract method, it's having at least. Now here in our example, how many abstract methods are there? Two abstract methods are there. The class is having at least one abstract method, then you have to make that class as also as abstract class. The class is having at least one abstract method, then you have to declare the class as abstract. You have to declare the class, and we cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. I hope you know that, right? What is the next one? The abstract class can contain the abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods and data. Yeah, practically even we specified here. This abstract class is it's an abstract class. HDLC is an abstract class. This abstract class can contain the abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. We created two abstract methods we created here. We get two abstract methods we taken here, and we specified one non-abstract method also we configure as by material is a non-abstract method we configure. Let's see the program. Let's see what is the next one. We cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. If you try to If you want, let's try to create the object for any object, any what do you call abstract class. You cannot create the object for other classes. You cannot create the object. Okay. Next, what is the next one? By using abstract modifier, we can provide the partial abstraction. Why we mention that statement only partial abstraction? Because it can contain the abstract methods as well as it can contain what non-abstract methods. That's what we call as partial abstraction. This particular statement is important. This particular statement is important. If any class is extending abstract class, then declare. And the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract. What is the meaning of this statement? If class is providing, if any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, we have to declare the class as what? As abstract, we have to declare. Let's try to understand this statement. What is the meaning of this particular statement? We create a class we created, right? What is the class name? Mahesh Tutorials is the class, right? Mahesh Tutorials is an abstract class. This abstract class contains some abstract methods, login and register. Okay. Assume that there is one more class, one more Java class called Shiva is a class name, for example. Let's say Mahesh Tutorials is I'm the owner. I did the functionality for that, what do you call payment. What is the method we created in this class? By material is the method we created. My requirement is here. One of my junior material is nothing but Shiva. Let's take. I want to assign that work. I want to assign to Shiva. I want to assign that work. Let's take Shiva class has to provide the implementation for extends. Shiva extends. What is interface name? Interface name is nothing but Mahesh Tutorials is the interface name. What is the interface name? Mahesh Tutorials is the interface name. Mahesh Tutorials is the interface name. Shiva is a child of Mahesh Tutorials interface. Now see here, say the program. What is the file name? Shiva.java is the file name. Shiva.java is the file name. Let's compile it now. Let's compile it. Java C Mahesh Tutorials.java. Java C Mahesh Tutorials.java. And Java C Mahesh Tutorials.java. Another thing is what? We get a class we create, right? What is the class name? Shiva.java. So you got the error we got here. Shiva does not abstract and does not override the abstract method called register method. So I mentioned a statement I mentioned here. If any class is getting the properties. Now Shiva is a child of Mahesh Tutorials, right? Shiva is child of what? Mahesh Tutorials. If any class is extending the abstract class, see I specified here. If any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract. Let's say Shiva is a child of Mahesh Tutorials. Okay. Okay. So now Shiva class is extending the abstract class. So it has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract. What are the abstract methods? One is login and register. These are the two abstract methods. These are what? The two abstract methods. So the class has to provide the implementation. Shiva is extending the Mahesh Tutorials, right? So then the class has to provide the implementation for these two abstract methods. One is public void login is one thing. Public void login is one thing, which login is one abstract method. Login is one abstract method. Let's create one more abstract method called register is another abstract method. If any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, simply declare the class as what? As abstract. register is specified. This is from what? This is from login. This is from login method. This is from what? Login method. So we are providing the body we are providing. The Shiva class is providing the body for this. Abstract method is providing the body. Login method and register. Register. Okay. If any class is extending the abstract class, the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, declare the class as what? As abstract. If you want, you can create the object for this particular class and you can call these methods. You can call. For example, you can specify here Shiva S is equals to S is equals to new Shiva and S dot login. One thing is I'm specifying S dot login is one method I'm specifying here. S dot register is another method. S dot login and S dot register is another method. Okay. So now you can compile and you can run these programs. This program you can run. Java C Mahesh dot Java, Mahesh dot Java, Shiva dot Java, Java. Shiva. So you got the output you got from login method, from registration method. Okay. So now see here, if any class is extending the abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, simply declare the class as what? Abstract. Even this statement also we understand. Now, what is the next one? To access the non-static variable, non-abstract methods and data from abstract class, use child class reference. Use what? The child class reference to get the particular object into another classes. To access what? Non-abstract methods and data from an abstract class, use child class object reference. Use what? Child class object reference. So what is the meaning of this statement? Important thing I have to understand. Okay. For example, there is a class called Mahesh Tutorials is a class. What is the class name? Mahesh Tutorials is a class. In this Mahesh Tutorials class, there is a data called buy material. Let's take one person is directly called I want to buy a material. Let's take for example. 1 minute. Mahesh Tutorials is an abstract class. This class contains one non-abstract method called buy material is one non-abstract method. And it's having some data. Just assume that it's having some data. I mean, it's having some variable. This abstract class is having some variable. Let's say, for example, today, int, for example, let's take number of tutorials I'm specifying here. Number underscore of underscore tutorials, TUT. Number of tutorials is equals to, I configure, for example, there are total 10 tutorials are there for Android, iPhone, Java, advanced Java. 10 tutorials are there. Number of tutorials is a variable name specified. Abstract class can contain the abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods as well as data. If you want to access this non-abstract method, if you want to access by material, or if you want to access this data, if you want to access from other class, if you want to access, then what had to create? We had to create an object, had to create with the help of object. With the help of object only, we can call this by material and number of tutorials you can call. But can we create the object for this? Can we create the object for this class? Can you create the object? Let's do one thing. I'm creating another class. I'm creating another Java class I'm creating here called abstract test is a class. What is the class name? Abstract test is a class. Abstract test is a class. Specifying the class name as abstract test dot Java is a class. Now what I'm doing is, let's take this abstract class is having some data as well as the non-abstract methods. I want to access this non-abstract methods and data I want to access. So if you want to access this non-abstract method and data from other classes, use child class reference. Use what? Child class reference. With the help of the child class reference, we can access the non-abstract methods and data we can access. Let's see here. Let's try to understand. I'm creating the object for this Shiva class. I'm creating the object. Shiva S is equals to new Shiva. Shiva S is equals to what? New Shiva. And S dot I'm specifying here. S dot I'm specifying here. By material I'm specifying here. S dot I'm specifying what? By material I'm specifying here. S dot by material I'm specifying here. I'm writing one more thing. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. I'm specifying here. S dot. Let's take number of tutorials. I'm writing here system dot out dot println number of tutorials I'm printing. Let's say the program. Let's say the program this abstract test. See, we create an object for Shiva class, we create an object and reference also we create for Shiva class reference. Is it real in the Shiva class? In Shiva class, are you created this by material and number of tutorials variables? Are you created this by material method and number of tutorial data in this Shiva class? No, right? We have not created here. Of course, okay, login and register method, we are overriding those methods, we are overriding. But in the implementation. But are you created really here the by material and number of tutorials method? No, we have not specified here. Then how we are able to call this Shiva class? So when you're using extends automatically those methods also you're going to get. So that method of instance method and instance data also you're going to get into the child class. Correct or not? This when you write this statement called extends Mahesh tutorials, Shiva extends Mahesh tutorials, automatically you are going to get that data and behavior automatically you are going to get into this child class you are going to get. That's why given the statement I mentioned here, to access the non-abstract methods and data from abstract class, use child class reference. So that's what you're doing here. Shiva S is equals to new Shiva, S dot by material and number of tutorials. Let's compile this program first. Let's compile this program. Java C, abstract test.java is one thing. Abstract test.java is one thing. Maybe it's a number of tutorials is wrong, I guess. If we'll do one, we'll recompile the class, will recompile. First we'll recompile this class, Java C. First thing we'll compile this class, we'll compile called Mahesh tutorials. Mahesh tutorials.java. Next after that we have to compile Java C. Shiva class we have to compile Shiva.java. Next we have to compile Java C. Which class we have to compile? ABS test.java. Abstract test.java. Next, if you want, you can run the program, we can run. Cannot find the symbol number of tutorials. Variable S of type Shiva. Otherwise, we'll do one thing. You can take the reference, you can take for parent class, you can specify the reference here. Object is for child class only. Object is for child class only. Reference you can give for what? For parent class you can give the reference. What is the parent for this Shiva? Mahesh? Mahesh tutorials is a parent for Shiva class. We can hold like this, right? We already discussed a concept called upcasting. Subclass instance we are holding into parent class reference we are holding here. Okay. Now let's see here. Let's recompile and test the code now. Java C abs test.java. Okay. Okay. Clear about this data first. At least we'll try to call this method. We'll call by material method. We'll try to call for accessing the non-static non-abstract method. For accessing the non-abstract method, here I'm specified the child class reference I specified here. Dot by material method. Java C Shiva.java. Because we made some changes in the Shiva class. abs test.java. Java abs test. Java abs test. So you got the output you got. I am from by material method. Okay. So abstract class, an abstract class can contain abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. Abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. Okay, non-abstract methods as well as data also you can create. If any class is providing the implementation for an abstract class, then the class has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Otherwise, declare the class as what? Abstract. And after that, we discussed we cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. We cannot create the object for abstract class. We cannot create the object. Abstract class, you cannot create the object. But if you want to access the abstract class data and behavior, if you want to access the abstract class data and behavior, if you want to access, use the child class reference. Use what? The child class reference. By using the child class reference, you're accessing. Okay. So this is about the abstract keyword. This is about what? The abstract modifier. It's very simple, boss. Even if theoretically, if you understand, if method is not having any body, you have to declare the method as what? As abstract, you have to declare. That is the first thing. If the class is having at least one abstract method, we have to declare the class as what? The class is having at least one abstract method, the class should be declared with abstract. That is the second rule. Third thing is nothing but if any class is providing the implementation for abstract, it has to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods. Okay. So if you remember these concepts, that is sufficient here. Okay. Just work on up to this. Even I have some work today. I'm leaving little early. I'm leaving. Okay. And in tomorrow's session, just work on this abstract modifier today.